Welcome to Developing Relationships Through Clubs. This is the PD program that I am making my sales pitch on. I have a personal connection with this one in particular, just because I work with students a lot outside the classroom as a club leader myself. And also because as a cross-country and track and field coach, I see students outside the academic element quite often. And I see just how much building relationships through students in the classroom, but also outside the classroom, is really important. So, for our school improvement plan is to reduce the percentage of chronically absent students in general, and specifically from certain groups. So trying to build student relationships and access of students to clubs is kind of our goal, to trying to help build students' desire to come to school through a positive experience, not only in the academic realm, but also in extracurricular realm as well. So my PD in particular would be developing relationships through clubs. The objective of it will be teachers will evaluate and develop effective relationships in extracurricular clubs in order to boost club participation and positive school culture, leading to an increased school attendance. In the PD itself, I would want to start by leading teachers through an icebreaker or a warm-up in which I am exemplifying an area of how you can build relationships with students. And one way for that is, for students to be able to share their own thoughts throughout the classroom. And, this could be one example that you lead in your club, where you post some sort of question and you have students walk around and asking each other the question and trying to figure out things about each other. So I would have, in this case, teachers to find someone in the room who leads a club. And some of the people in the room might not be leading clubs, and others would be leading clubs themselves, but they just got to find someone else who leads a club and just start conversations, right? What club do they lead, and why are they specifically passionate about that club? Taking a few minutes for students, teachers, to walk around and be able to talk to each other and share their thoughts with each other, and then coming back and just sharing briefly what each found and what was their passion for clubs. The next goal, we're trying to build teachers' kind of reason of why we are doing this, and so that's where, again, I would approach the school improvement goal, reducing chronically absent students, specifically from the following student groups, and addressing the fact that the tactic that we want to use as our school is building relationships with students and building a positive school culture and a sense of belonging, right? And we're going to use clubs as one way to potentially do this, okay? And that is where, thinking of why clubs, providing some research for teachers, one from Blomfield and Barber, right, found that students who participate in extracurricular activities are more likely to have a high social and academic feeling of self-worth. Also, another study found that participation in academic clubs has led to higher academic achievement. So just kind of, again, bringing in that professional attachment or connection for teachers to why we are doing this. Presenting the goal today to teachers and trying to keep it focused, right? Considering ways of how to develop an effective and positive environment in a club, and to brainstorm ways to effectively recruit students to join a club. So what I would do in this scenario is, now that after I have presented to teachers kind of the why we are doing this and some statistics behind that. Then trying to provide teachers with choice, right? As teachers, in the pedagogy of teaching adults, choice is very important. So I will give them 2 separate playlists in which they can choose from, that they are linked to this specific link, and also QR codes are available for them. Within that playlist, there are a few different resources that they can choose from to kind of just explore their thinking on clubs and attachment and building clubs, right? So kind of one of the group's playlists would be kind of thinking of more experienced, while the others maybe they don't even have a club and are thinking of how do I start one, what are ideas that I could do, or they've just started one and kind of want some further ideas of just developing their club itself. Okay? And really just kind of getting people thinking of clubs and ways of improvement. Once that task is completed, and the goal is that teachers will take about 15 minutes looking at those resources, I will then have teachers that are within groups just randomly kind of spread around, just looking at what they themselves found, right? And it could be from within what they looked at in the playlists themselves, or could be from based on their own experience, and using, again, kind of the idea of teacher and adult experience in teaching to be able to shape their own thinking and learning. So these are kind of the 2 big questions that I would pose to teachers to then give them some time, between 5 to 7 minutes, to discuss with each other. And then what I would do is to just continue this conversation of extending this to other groups. Is half of each table group would then move to another table group and kind of again using this collaboration together of thinking, how do we now, from what they shared and found in the previous groups, how can they then use that type of knowledge to improve our club, specifically in making them more positive in the student experience. Lastly, then just each asking the different groups kind of just to share out their specific thoughts of what they found, and different ideas of improvement for clubs. Also using this as a form of measurement in this final moments of the success of the PD, of creating an anchor chart for teachers to be able to, on their way out, kind of just list one way to positively recruit or improve clubs and students' participation in those clubs. And this would be my measurement of the success of the PD, of seeing that each teacher has some sort of idea that they have left with it of improvement for clubs and positive atmosphere in the school. Overall, my follow-up measure then of this PD would be looking at numbers of club participation and noticing, are we seeing an increase in club participation, specifically through the groups that were mentioned previously in the slides, and seeing then, is there an association with attendance rates? Are we seeing an increase in their participation in school through attendance each day?